Right. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala Sayyidina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'een. All praises due to Allah. And may Allah's peace and blessings be upon His final messenger Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Inshallah, today will be our final lecture on fiqh, and we will be talking about some of the matters that we left out in purification. And with this, alhamdulillah, we have completed the general matters of salah, prayer, and purification. And inshallah, maybe after Ramadan, we might go into details starting from purification again and continuing all of the parts of worship. Or we might start something else. We'll see what happens after Ramadan. Now first, we want to talk about the basics of wudu. Okay? Of the matters of wudu is the number of times that we wash every body part. So what is the sunnah? What is the most preferred number of washing the body parts? 3 times, yeah? Yes, that's the most preferred, and that's the sunnah. So what about washing the body parts once? Is that okay? Sufficient, yeah? Yes, it's sufficient. What about washing every body part 2 times? You don't say it's not, but is it sufficient? Is it okay? Okay. Well, Ibn Abbas has said that the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, he said, تَوَضَّأَ مَرَّةً مَرَّةً وَمَرَّتَيْن مَرَّتَيْن وَثَلَاثًا ثَلَاثًا. So the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, in one occasion, he washed every body part once. In another occasion, he washed every body part 2 times. In a third occasion, he washed every body part 3 times, and that was the norm. The most of the times, the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, when he does wudu, he'd wash the body part 3 times. So they said that this is the best thing, to wash every body part 3 times, except for every body part? Yeah, except for wiping the head. Yeah, wiping the head is once, huh? Okay. Now, another matter that I want to discuss. Can a person do one wudu? And if he stays in that state of purification, can he do more than one salah? For example, you made wudu for maghrib, okay? You came in a state of purification. And you stayed in the masjid, or you went back home, and you didn't go to the toilet. You stayed in that state of purification. Can you pray Isha? Yes, you can. You don't need the wudu for every prayer. But what if you did? You went to do wudu. Is that better? It's better. Yes, it is better. Okay. Another matter is when doubt occurs. What do I mean when doubt occurs? This has many forms. For example, in salah, this is what happened with the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ. A man came to ask. He said, إِنَّ أَحَدَنَا لَيُخَيَّلُ إِلَيْهِ أَنَّهُ يَجِدُ الشَّيْءَ فِي الصَّلَاةِ. And one of us in prayer, he feels that he finds something in prayer. He was pointing out to, he might have released some gas. He feels something. He's not sure, did gas come out or it did not? So the Prophet ﷺ told him, he gave him a clear answer, and this is what we should act on. He said, لا تنصرف حتى تسمع صوتا أو تجد ريحة. Do not leave prayer until you find a smell or hear a sound. And look at these things, find a smell or hear a sound, these things are certain. So he told him to act on certainty, not doubt. So you're certain that you made wudu, okay, and you entered prayer, and then you have doubt about hadath, that the wudu was broken or nullified. So you act on the certain, what was certain, and in this case, certainty is that you're pure. So you don't need to leave, and you just shun it out. If you find this in prayer, just ignore it. You continue on praying. And if the shaitan comes to you and you say, well, you might be without wudu, say, look, the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said, حَتَّى تَسْمَعَ صَوْتًا أَوْ تَجِدَ رِيحًا. I did not hear a sound and I did not find any smell. Alhamdulillah, I'm in wudu. Okay? Okay. The other day, one of the brothers here, he had a broken leg, broken foot, and there was cast on his leg. So I asked him in the toilet, did you make wudu? He said, yes. Then I looked at the cast, there was no sign of water. He said, did you wash this or did you wipe it? He said, no. Now what do you guys think? If a person has cast on a body part that he should wash, what should he do? Obviously he can't wash it. What do you think? Yes? Okay, he says we wipe. What? Wipe, yeah? Okay. Yes, that's correct, we wipe. But many of the people, they don't know exactly what we do. Okay, first of all, you should ask, is the whole body part covered or is there some of the body part out? So the general rule is, what you're able to wash with water, you wash with water. Okay? And what's left, which is covered, you wipe. And how do we wipe? Just like you wipe your head. How do you wipe our head? We just wet our hands. Just wet your hands, and then you wipe. Now, the difference here is that when you wipe, bandage or the cast, you make sure that you wipe the whole thing that's covering the body part. For example, you have a bandage here. It's from here to here, and yes, it's from here to here, and this whole area should be washed. So you wash what you're able to wash, and here you wipe. Because if you wash it, you're gonna damage it, and the doctor told you should not. So it's based on the doctor's opinion, not your own opinion. Okay, so you should wipe this area here. So you wipe the whole area, you make sure that you wipe it all. The same thing with cast. Some people now, a small part of their fingers is out and the rest is cast. Now we don't say wipe your fingers, you can wash. If you were able to wash that finger, your fingers without causing any damage or nothing wrong will happen to the cast, then wash what you're able to, your fingers, and then you wipe the cast, the whole cast, because you were supposed to wash. So you wipe the whole cast covering the body part. And what extends outside the body part, you have nothing to do with this, okay. Just the body part, okay? Now, third scenario, some people, they have burns. And in this case, you can't wash and you can't wipe. You can't touch this place. If you touch, you say, well, I can wipe, but it's going to be very painful. We say, no, don't. Don't wipe. So now what do we do? You can't wash, you can't wipe. Give them, directly tayammum. Wait, let them try. Let me see the people. Yes, what do you guys think? Tayammum? Yeah. We can't wash. We can't wipe. Okay, just leave it. Okay, it's tayammum. Jazakallah. We do tayammum. Now, some of you say, well, what do you mean we do tayammum? We're doing wudu now. We have water, yes. Let's talk about this. First of all, we said we should wash the body part. We are not able to wash. Okay, we can wipe. We're not able to wipe. Fine. Just leave that small amount until you finish wudu, and then you do tayammum. This tayammum is for that small part that was not washed and that was not wiped. Understood? Understood? Okay. Now we move on to how do we do tayammum. Okay. How many strikes? 10? 50? 3 times? Okay. Okay, what else? 3 times? Huh? One strike? Okay. Any more guesses? Yeah. Okay, it's when you look at the narrations, the most authentic, the most correct narrations is that it's just 1 strike. 1 strike, okay, you just do 1 strike, that's enough. That is sufficient. So 1 strike, okay, on what do we do the strike on? They said a clean ground. Clean ground, meaning that they said the most preferable is to do it on a clean ground that has dust. Clean ground that has dust. Now, if that wasn't available, any clean ground, okay, it has even there was no dust. That wasn't available, even if it was on rock, because this is to make things easier. It shouldn't be more difficult than wudu. Okay? And chances are you're not going to be facing a situation where you're not going to find any ground without dust, without anything. They said even if there was no ground, even the floor or the carpet, if there was dust on it, it will be sufficient to do tayammum on. Okay, we said one strike. Okay, then we wipe the face, then the hands. And you'll find the madhab, some of them say you wipe until the elbow. But if you look at again the narrations, we follow that. It says وَمَسَحَ ضَرَبَ ضَرْبَةً وَاحِدَةً فَمَسَحَ وَجْهَهُ وَكَفَّيْهِ. This is a kaf. When we say kaffain, this is the kaf. Okay, so this is the closest opinion that one strike. Okay, you do the whole face once, and then the hands. Now the hands, they said that when you strike, you have done the hands, so you do this. Or just what other scholars said, just wipe your hands and your face. Face first, then hands. Okay, with this, alhamdulillah, you have done tayammum. Okay, when do we do tayammum? Obviously when there's no water, right? Time enters, we're looking for water, you look for water, you don't just guess, you don't find water. Okay, now you do tayammum. So one is, if we don't find water, can anyone tell me any other situation where we do tayammum? Okay, not enough water. Okay, what else? Huh? Medical reasons. You just mentioned this, yes, medical reasons. It could be that, and one of the scholars told me this. He said, once we were going to Hajj from Algeria to Saudi Arabia, and on the way, they entered Tabuk. And on those days, it was winter. He said it was really cold, without exaggeration. He said we used to open the taps, and they were all traveling. They opened the taps, ice fell down. There was no water, just pieces of ice. He said, how can we do wudu? So he was the sheikh, he told them, do tayammum. Do tayammum. There was water, but he said that if we use that water, we'll definitely be harmed. So they did tayammum and they prayed for Fajr at that time. So even if there was no water, if you looked for water, you didn't find any water. And number two is, for medical reasons, if this was going to cause you some harm, okay? Now, tayammum could be for the whole body, or it could be for a part of your body. For medical reasons, again, you cannot wipe and you cannot wash. Now, can we do tayammum for, okay, first we have two types of ritual impurities. We have hadath and janaba. Hadath is the minor ritual impurity. This is, if we do wudu, it will remove this state. So you understand what hadath is, this minor ritual impurity. You understand? Okay, for example, if you go to the toilet, okay, now we have to do wudu to pray, right? This state that you're in, we call it minor ritual impurity. Minor ritual impurity, this can be removed by doing wudu. Understood, yeah? Okay. And there is a major ritual impurity, right? Major ritual impurities is by two things. They say sexual penetration or emission of seminal fluid. These two things, sexual penetration, number two, emission of seminal fluid. And I mentioned this in this masjid. In one of the masjid, there was a man after Fajr prayer. He came to me. He said, well, I saw something in my dreams, and when I woke up, I found the seminal fluid. He said, what do I do now? Should I make ghusl, or is it enough just to make wudu? So obviously, no, you should make ghusl. There's no dispute in this. And in these matters, for the people who wake up, what you do is you don't think about what you saw in your sleep. When you wake up, you look at the bed. If there is seminal fluid, you have to do ghusl. If you find seminal fluid, you do ghusl. If there was no, you don't need to, no matter what you saw in your dream. You understand? This is very important. Many people don't understand this. Please, if you have friends or family members who don't understand this, teach them. Okay? Don't keep them in the dark. So minor ritual impurity is by two things, we mentioned them. Sexual penetration or emission of seminal fluid. Now, does tayammum remove both states, or is it just for wudu? So let's say a person, okay, he woke up, he found seminal fluid. Now he has to do ghusl. Ghusl is washing the whole body part, the whole body. Now, if he has no water, what should he do? Can he do, there's no water. Is tayammum enough? Is tayammum enough? Why? You were the tayammum man. Why not? Why? Why no? Why not? No. Okay, what should he do? He can't, there's no water. He waits for Salah to exit? What should he do? There is no water. Tayammum, yeah? Yes, yeah, exactly, yes. Okay. Yes, okay. Look, a man, the Prophet Muhammad saw a man. This is while they were praying, he saw a man abandoning prayer. He said, Ya Falan, why didn't you pray? He said, well, I'm in the state of janaba, which is the major ritual impurity, and there is no water. Okay, at that time they were traveling. He said, there is no water. Then the Prophet Muhammad said, عليك بالصعيد فإنه يكفيك. Sa'id is the ground. So go to seek the ground and do tayammum. He meant do tayammum, and this will be sufficient for you. So we understood from this is that even if a person was in major ritual impurity, tayammum is sufficient. Okay. Now this is something very important the brother mentioned. If a person does tayammum, okay, now he has raised this ritual impurity. But then they said, khalas, they found the water. Now is it a must for him to do ghusl? Or is khalas, he's in purity, there's no need? It's a must, yes. Because in the same hadith, then they found water. Okay, so the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, he gave that man a bucket of water. He's like, just put this over you. So from this hadith, you understand that ghusl is washing the whole body with water. Okay, the whole body with water. This is sufficient. And another thing is that if a person is in janaba, or if he used tayammum, as soon as he finds water, he should do ghusl or do wudu, depends on his state. Okay, so it raises the state of impurity for a temporary period of time for you to do that worship. Okay, and as soon as you find water, khalas, the tayammum is invalid and you should do ghusl or wash. Okay, and speaking of ghusl, there's a major dispute among scholars. They all agree that if you wash your whole body, that's a must. You wash your whole body. But they disputed on one thing. They said, is madmada and istinshaq, washing the mouth and nose, is this part of ghusl or not? Again, what I feel is that it's not a must, but it's always take the safest opinion. Safer opinion is to do madmada and istinshaq with washing your whole body. So you wash your whole body and make sure you wash your mouth and nose. This is a safe opinion, okay? Okay. No? While fasting? Madmada, istinshaq? You can, but you don't exaggerate. Meaning that he said, بالغ في الاستنشاق إلا أن تكون صائما. The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, when he taught him how to do, he commanded a companion, he said, بالغ في الاستنشاق, exaggerate in cleaning your nostril, except if you were fasting. They said that while a person is fasting, when taking in water, he should not take it. He should not exaggerate in washing his nose. No, he should do it, in a slow and controlled manner, so that he has full control of the water, so that it won't go inside and enter his mouth. So he didn't say don't do istinshaq. He said بالغ في الاستنشاق, so exaggerate in washing your nose, except if you were fasting. Similar to? Yeah, we were talking about this in washing your nose in general. Okay. What is the other thing? Okay. We covered ghusl, we covered tayammum, we covered matters of wudu. Now there's another important subject, which is wiping on the shoes. Wiping on the shoes. Yes? Yes, go ahead. Yes.
Can we put our hand on the board?
Okay. Yes, well, okay, let's gradually take this. The thing that they all agreed on is a clean ground. If you find a clean ground with dust, they all agreed on this. So this is the safest thing to do. Now, let's say you're in a place you don't find a clean ground. There's a clean ground, there is sand, but there is no dust. You can use this. Now, you did not find a clean ground with sand. You did not find a clean ground with dust. Nothing. Anything that has dust, even if the wall, it has dust, you can do this. Okay? Just go with the safest thing is just find a clean piece of ground with dust. You do this. Okay? Because the matters of the wall, they said if the wall was made out of natural rocks, then yes, it's the same as using the rocks. If it was painted, then that's a matter. They said, no, that's no more, it's not a ground anymore. The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, they said, as-sa'idu tayyib, so the clean ground. So if the wall was painted, that's not called the ground. Got my point? So they disputed on this. But they said that if there was dust on the wall, then yes, you can do tayammum. But the easiest thing and the simplest thing is just to find the ground. Chances are if you don't have water, you'll be in a place where you're going to find sand. Okay, or a ground that has dust. Now let's move to wiping the shoes. Now, many of you were taught that you were not allowed to wipe on shoes unless they were made out of leather. Yes? Unless it was made out of leather. Now this has, when you look at this, scholars have said that, the majority of scholars said, well, there is no, when we look at the hadith of the Prophet and the verse of the Quran, there is nothing that specifies this. So they said, and this is part of rukhsa, making things easier. So they said anything, socks or shoes that covers the whole area, the whole body part for the leg. And when we say the whole body part which should be washed, the leg, where are the limits of the leg, of the foot? Ankle bone. Included or not included? Included. Yes, included. Very important. You include the ankle. The ankle, these two bones, they should be included when washing. So if you were wearing something that was covering this whole area, then you can wipe on it. And what is the condition for this? Is for you to do full tahara, full purification, and then you wear them. You wear them on a state of purification. If you do that, then if you went to the toilet, or if you went to the toilet or you did anything that requires you to do wudu, now when you do wudu again, you wash your all body parts, and when you come to your feet, you just wipe. So it's a day and night for a person who's resident, and 3 days and 3 nights for a person in travel. So a person, a resident, like all of us here, inshallah, residents, 1 day and 1 night. 1 day, 1 night. So 1 whole day, 24 hours. But when do we start? 24 hours from when? When?
When you get to the report, for example, now,
yes.
we use
After we wear them? After I use
the sock, right?
Yes.
Starting that time.
Starting from that, okay, starting from that time or starting from when we wipe?
No, forced to using, not wiping.
Okay, this is one opinion. But they said that it starts the most, okay, anyone else has any other opinions? Don't take us out, what ghusl? There's no ghusl in wearing when after wiping. Okay, there are 2 opinions. And they said that it's after wipe because it's 1 day and 1 night from the actual wipe. Not from the actual time you are. And I'll give you an example. For example, before dhuhr prayer, you made wudu. You made wudu, and then you wore them. You wore the socks. You went to pray dhuhr, and after that, you went to the toilet. You're still wearing your socks. Now, you didn't do any wudu until for Asr prayer. Now, you came for Asr, you did wudu, you're still wearing the socks from the time that you made the first purification, the first time you did wudu. So now, when you wash your body parts, when you come to the feet, you wipe. From now, we start counting. From the time you wipe. From the time that you wipe, okay? Okay, you might find differences. Okay, there are many opinions, but I feel this is what I know, what I understand, that this is the more dominant opinion, and the majority of scholars, they make fatwa on this. From the time you wipe, it's 24 hours. 24 hours from the time you wipe. Okay? So, but wiping, is it just for socks? Or can we use shoes? Shoes.
If over to, for example,
Yes.
here I don't know, but in my country we are using, because in my country it's so cold,
Any shoe that covers,
here is shoes cover, here,
yes. If it covers the whole part that you wash, yes. Can you?
this one like mask.
Yes. Okay, so basically any shoe or socks that cover the whole part which you wash. Okay? So it doesn't matter what you call it, as long as it covers the whole body part which should be washed. If all this is covered, then you can wipe. Understood? Yeah, and exactly, yes. Where do we wipe? Should we wipe the whole foot or? Yes. I'm asking the question. Should you wipe the whole foot or just the top? Only top, yes. Good. Jazakallah khair. Yes, only top. What if you take your shoes off or you take your socks off after you wipe? Okay. If you take the socks off, will this invalidate the wudu or not? You understand the question? Okay, will it invalidate or not? What did you hear? Huh? It will not invalidate, okay. Okay, I'm asking, will it invalidate? No, I'm saying if you make wudu, okay, and you wiped on these socks. So now you wiped on them. Okay, you finished your prayer, then you took them off. You take them off. So will this invalidate your wudu or not? Okay, you say it invalidates. The brother said no. Huh? You have to do wudu again? Yeah, okay. Okay, 1 minute. Yes, this matter, they have disputed a lot. And big scholars. And the four madhabs, they said if you take your socks off, this invalidates the wudu. If you wiped on them and then you took them off, it invalidates. And I feel this is the safest opinion. That if you remove your socks, because you wiped on your socks, instead of washing your feet, you wiped on your socks. So if you remove the socks, now the socks was the substitute for washing the foot. And the substitute takes the same rulings as what it's substituted for. For in this case, the socks substituted what? The feet. Instead of washing the feet, we wiped on the socks. And this is very logical. I feel this opinion is the safest opinion. So if you take the socks off, you didn't do purification for your foot. So I feel this is the safest opinion. This is the opinion of the four imams. Ahmad, Malik, Shafi'i, Madhab, the four schools of thought, they said this. If you remove that, it will invalidate. And many of the big scholars, they have this opinion. The other opinion is to say that it will not invalidate. Okay. But I feel this is the safest opinion. Now, okay. The other matters of purification we did not cover. Yes. In wudu, if a person, after praying, he remembered that he did not do wudu. This happens a lot. For example, you went to the toilet, you finished, you washed your hands, you thought that you did wudu. You went, you prayed jama'ah, you finished. You came back home, you said, wait, the towel is dry. I did not do wudu. So what do you do now? Is your prayer valid or not? Not valid. You have to do it again. Okay. Anyone say it's valid? ليش تخالف يا شيخ؟ لا. Okay, look, what if someone told you, well, Allah Azza wa Jal does not held you accountable for forgetfulness. If you forgot something, you're not held accountable. What if a person says this? لا يكلف الله نفسا إلا وسعها. رفع عن أمتي الخطأ والنسيان. So if someone, yes, I'll tell you, you're right. It's invalid, you have to do it again. And if someone tells you, ya akhi, you forgot, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will not make you responsible for what you have forgot. We say, yes, you're not accountable for this because there's no sin on you. But you have to do it again because there was no purification. And is there a hadith? Yes. The Prophet Muhammad saw a man with placed on his foot like a coin that was not touched by water. Okay, what did he say? He didn't say just go make prayer again. He said go make wudu again and then go repeat the prayer. So two things, do the whole wudu again and do the whole prayer again. And from this hadith, they understood that continuation in wudu is a condition. Meaning, if a person does wudu, he should wash every body part, not just in the order, without long gaps, without long pauses. So you don't wash your face and then the phone rings, you go, you stay 15 minutes, and then you come back, you say, oh, well, I'll continue. No, you don't, okay? You start again. Yeah. Okay, no. If the beard was thick, like this beard, it's sufficient to wash from the outside. So you wash your face, you do this. It's sunnah to put your hands inside. But when washing your face, you just do this. If your beard was just small hairs, then no, it's as if it's not there. So you wash your whole face, you make sure that the water touches your whole face. But if you have a thick beard, it's not. It's not. You just wash your face from the outside, okay? So if a person thought that he was on purification, he prayed, and then he remembered that he did not do wudu, he should repeat that prayer, okay? Okay. Now, there's a matter that I mentioned last time, I want to correct. It's regarding sujood of recitation. We mentioned the thing that if a person hears the verse which requires you to do sujood in the radio or in the cassette, okay? I was asked, I said, yes, you can do sujood. This was what I was acting on. But in reality, when you look at the fatwas of the scholars, they all said that we cannot count this as a recitation because you're listening to something that is recorded. It's not live. No one is reciting now. So if you hear verses of the Quran that require you to do sujood, okay, what's the ruling of this? Is it compulsory to do sujood for recitation, or is it preferred? Yes, compulsory or... You did not attend. That's why we're saying compulsory. For those who attended, preferred, yeah? We said preferred. Huh? It's not just allowed, it's preferred. It's preferred to do sujood. Preferred, not compulsory. Huh? Preferred, okay? So it's preferred. Even if you're reciting the Quran, yes, even the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Umar ibn Khattab, he was on the minbar, he recited a verse with sujood, then he made sujood. In another instance, he recited the same verse, he did not do sujood. So he said that it's not compulsory. Who wants to do sujood, he can do, and who doesn't want, it's okay. So it's preferred. But we mentioned the issue regarding listening to the Quran and stopping and doing sujood. We said this is not a live recitation, so you don't have to do sujood with this, okay? You don't do sujood with this, okay? And there's a question you asked. It's a good question, yeah. He said if a follower, okay, you're a follower in prayer and you came late, okay? And let me tell you, this is the right question. And then after the imam finishes, okay, after the imam finishes, you did salam with the imam. You made the mistake. So, okay, this is the question, yeah? You did salam with the imam by accident. You asked that question? What was it?
The same thing that I joined late and then I did salam with the imam, but I have one.
Yes, yeah, okay, sorry, sir. Okay.
So should I do the...
Okay, good. Okay. So your question is, if a follower comes behind the imam, he was late for one prayer, one unit, and by accident, he thought that he does salam with the imam. But then he figures out, oh, I missed the one rak'ah. So he goes and continues. Should he do sujood sahwi or not? Yes? Okay. Now, if that occurred, okay, after the imam does salam, finish. You're no more a follower. So that now you added one extra move. So you made a mistake. So you have to do sujood sahu. Jazakallah khair, Shaykh. You have to do sujood sahu after you finish prayer. Okay. Do we have to do sujood sahu before prayer, before salam, or after salam, or both are okay? Wait. Both are okay, yes? Sujood sahu, do we do before salam or after salam? Or both are okay? Both are okay. Okay. No, but I mean, is it if regardless of the situation, can you do it before or after, or if? Okay. No. If, for example, anyone, an imam, if the imam, for anyone, not just for the follower, for anyone who does a mistake in salah, is sujood sahu, is it before salam or after salam? Yes. Okay. Yes. Okay. But is it before salam? Okay. Okay, I think you're talking about another matter. Okay, full stop. We said that regardless, we said the scholars, they did not dispute that if you do it before salam or after salam, it is sufficient. Before salam or after salam. But they disputed this, when is it better to do before salam, when is it better to do after salam? And we mentioned that in most scenarios, it's before salam. In most scenarios, it is before salam. Okay? Except in two scenarios, and one of them is if a person does salam before finishing his prayer. In that case, you finish your prayer and it is more preferred for you to do salam after. If you did not know, should I do salam before prayer or after prayer? Just do it before prayer. And it's in agreement with all scholars that it is sufficient. Okay? Okay, this is enough for today, inshallah. Yeah, yes. Not 10 questions. Okay, no problem. Take your time. No, not this. Okay, we said that if a person, okay, first of all, the niyyah of the imam and the niyyah of the ma'mum, the follower, they have nothing to do with each other. For example, if a person was praying, if the imam was praying having niyyah of dhuhr, asr, he's praying asr, and you still did not pray dhuhr, and you joined with the niyyah of praying dhuhr, it's okay. It's okay. Because why do we say it's okay? Because Mu'adh bin Jabal used to pray behind the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ with the niyyah of fard, then he'd go back to his people and pray the same prayer with the niyyah of nafil. And those who were following him were praying with the niyyah of fard. So if the niyyah was different, it's okay. Now, if a person was praying, okay, alone, he's praying sunnah, right? And a person behind comes and joins you, okay, he's thinking that you're praying fard, right? There's a difference in niyyah. Yeah, scholars said it's okay.